Assalamu alaikum students. Uh, this is the Broadway School online learning program. The lecture is for grade 6, and subject is science, and lecture number is 6th. The unit which we are studying is unit number 12, whose title is solutions. The topics which will we cover today is solubility, and the exercise questions 1, 2 and 3. Textbook page number is 171 to 174. Students, this is the last topic of this chapter, and this is one of the most important topics regarding solutions and chemistry. So the topic is solubility. As we have studied in the previous topics, that when a substance is mixed in a liquid, means when a solid is mixed with a liquid, a solution is formed. The substance which is in lesser amount is solute, and the substance which is in greater amount is solvent. So what is solubility? Actually, a solute is dissolved in a solvent in different amounts at different temperatures. For example, I will explain it with a simple example, with a daily life example, that when we dissolve salt or a sugar in water at a particular temperature, if only 1 tablespoon of salt or sugar is dissolved in that amount of water, if we add further amount of salt or sugar in that amount of water, it will not be dissolved. But if we increase the temperature, the further amount of salt or sugar will be dissolved in the same amount of water. Actually, what happens? Actually, the solubility of the salt or sugar has been increased by increasing temperature. So come to the topic. Now, solubility of a substance is the ability of that substance to be dissolved in the solvent for the particular amount of solvent at a particular temperature. Mean, for a particular amount of solvent and at a particular temperature, only a fixed amount of a solute can be dissolved. And if we increase the amount of solvent, or if we increase the temperature, we can dissolve further amount of solute. This is actually called solubility. So when we increase the temperature or when we increase the amount of solvent, the solubility of solute increases. The definition is in front of you. For example, at 20 degrees Celsius, 21 gram of copper sulfate can be dissolved in 100 gram of water. So the solubility of copper sulfate at 100 degrees Celsius is 21 gram. So if we increase the temperature, we can dissolve further more amount of copper sulfate at in 100 gram of water. So this is all about solubility, and I hope you have grasped the concept. So further, another topic which is solubility curves, which is related to solubility, is actually a subtopic of solubility. When you will go to the higher classes, you will study solubility and solubility curves in detail, and I told you that this is a very important topic. So what is solubility curve, or what are solubility curves? Actually, solubility curve is actually a graph which shows solubility of a solute or material at different temperatures and in different amount of solvents. One thing I want to share with you, that at that level we will only discuss different temperatures, not different amount of solvents. At your class level, we will keep the amount of solvent fixed. but we will change the temperature to change the solubility. Mean when we increase or decrease the temperature, the amount of the solute to be dissolved will be increase or decrease. You can see in the diagram or in the graph. For example, in this diagram or figure, the solubility curves of salt, sugar and fertilizers are shown. So I will little bit explain these curves. For example, if you see the graph for salt, this is red line. So how we will study it, I will share it with you. Actually, the line for salt is purple, the line for sugar is red, and the line for fertilizer is blue. So you can see that at 0 degree centigrade, and one thing, the amount of solvent means water is fixed 100 gram. We are discussing this topic, we are discussing the solubilities, different solubilities of salt, sugar and fertilizer only for 100 gram of water. Means we are just changing the temperature. So at 0 degree temperature or 0 degree Celsius, the solubility of salt is 0. You can say that it is 10 gram per 100 gram of water, and the solubility of sugar is also, so the solubility of fertilizer is also 10 at 0 degree Celsius, mean 10 gram in 100 gram of water. And the solubility of salt, the solubility of sugar is about 190 gram per 100 gram of water. So when we increase the temperature, the solubility of sugar goes on increasing, and the solubility of fertilizer also increases, while the solubility of salt remains same. The temperature goes to 100 degree, then 20 degree, then 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 and 100. The line for salt is same and it is parallel, mean the solubility is not increasing, and it is approximately 10 gram per 100 gram of water. But when we increase the temperature for salt and for sugar and fertilizer, the solubility curve is increasing. You can see that at 0 degree or 10 degree Celsius, the solubility of salt, sugar is 190, but at 60 degree the solubility of sugar is approximately 280, and at 100 degree the solubility of sugar is 500. Similarly, for fertilizer, the solubility of fertilizer at 40 degree is approximately 50 gram per 100 gram of water, and at 80 degree, or you can say that 85 degree, it is maximum, and it goes to 150 gram per 100 gram of water. So it is how we study the, read or understand the solubility curves for different solutes. I hope you have understand this topic. So we will go further. Now here comes the exercise, the multiple choice questions. First is a mixture of solid and a liquid is called a solution. What is the solid called? Obviously, in a solution the solid is called solute because it is in a lesser amount. So answer is B. What is the liquid part of a solution called? Obviously it is a solvent. The answer is C. Which is the best way to separate salt from water? How can we separate salt from water? First of all, when the solution of the salt and water is made, then we will filter it, and when we filter it, and then first of all we will dissolve in water. So we will sort the question is which is the best way to separate salt from sand. Sorry. So this is the mixture of salt and sand. We will add salt and sand with water, means we will mix salt and sand with water. First of all, we will dissolve in water, then we will filter it, because the salt will dissolve in water and the sand will not. So the salt solution will be filtered from the filter paper, while the sand will be left behind on the filter paper. And then from remaining solution of salt, we will evaporate the water and we will obtain the salt. So the answer is B. Fourth is, which of these statements about crystal is not true? Flat faces, irregular shapes, regular shapes, sharp edges. Obviously the answer is B, irregular shape, because the crystals have flat faces, regular shapes and sharp edges, while they have not irregular shapes. They are always in a regular shape. So the answer is B. Copper sulfate will dissolve best in. Copper sulfate will dissolve in a lot of water and a high temperature, because at low temperature and in little water the copper sulfate will not dissolve. The copper sulfate will dissolve more in more water and at high temperatures. The answer is C. So this is all about multiple choice questions. The question number 2 is, true or false? The mixture of a solid and a liquid is called a solution. Obviously it is true, but it is only true when solid is dissolved. So but according to the concept of the book, this is true. In a solution the solid is called a solvent. False, the solid is called a solute. When something will not dissolve, it settles to the bottom of the liquid and forms a suspension. Obviously it is true, when this mixture is called suspension, in which the solute is not dissolved in the solvent. A solid in suspension can be separated from a liquid by filtering it through filter paper. Obviously it is true. Crystallization is a way of separating different crystals from each other. It is not a technique to separate different crystals from each other. It is actually a technique to separate a solid substance from its solution in the form of crystals. So this is false. So question number 3 is, the diagram shows how a coffee machine works. Actually it is a topic discussed in terms of a solution. So this is a beaker. In the top of the beaker there is a funnel and filter paper, and in the filter paper the ground coffee is placed, and from the top the boiling water is poured on. When the boiling water will be poured off, the coffee will be dissolved in water and it will be filtered from the filter paper and it will come into the beaker. So we will answer the following question. How do you know that some substances in coffee beans are soluble? Obviously when the coffee will pass from the filter paper, so it means that coffee is soluble in boiling water. What is the purpose of the filter paper? The purpose of the filter paper is to pass the dissolved coffee into the beaker and the undissolved coffee onto the filter paper. What is the filtrate? The residue. The coffee which is passes through the filter paper and come into the beaker is the filtrate, and the remaining coffee, the solid coffee which cannot be passed through the filter paper, is the residue. Some small insoluble bits of ground coffee beans pass through the filter paper. Yes, there are, you can say that these are very tiny particles of coffee which can pass through the filter paper, but due to some condition, means they are unable to dissolve in the water, or you, in other words, you can say that these are the impurities, means some kind of sand and some kind of other thing. What effect will this have on the coffee? They will not have a very clear effect on the coffee. You can see that they will just change the taste of the coffee, or they will not, you can say that the solution will be not properly formed due to this. What is the scientific name for this mixture? The scientific name of this mixture is obviously a solution. If most of the coffee is not dissolved in the water, then it will be a suspension, but it is a solution. Explain how a sediment is formed, and the remaining coffee, the little bit the tiny particles which has passed through the filter paper but not dissolved in water will be settled down at the bottom of the beaker, and they form a sediment. So this is the way how a sediment is formed. So this is all about today's lecture. At the end, assignment portion, only 3 questions. Number 1, define solubility and give example. On page number 171, draw the solubility curve of salt and sugar and explain it. On page number 172. And question number 3, do question number 1, 2 and 3 of exercise. I have explained them. I have told you the answer of these questions. You can understand and do it on page number 173 and 174. And at the end, you know that due to coronavirus pandemic, we are teaching you from home and you are getting fresh lectures online. So in order to study online and to complete your syllabus, kindly subscribe our YouTube channel from the name The Broadway School. At the end, I will say Allah Hafiz to you. Stay safe, stay healthy and stay happy. Assalamu alaikum.